A very lovely morning to you wherever you are listening to us from. If you're listening from Ivory Coast, Abidjan, listening from South Africa, if you're listening from Japan, from Mexico, from United States, New Mexico, New Hampshire, irrespective of where you're listening to us from, it's always a pleasure, and we are glad to welcome you to Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, where it happens, where issues are looked from the objective lens, where nothing is left behind. Remember, on this very platform, we speak the truth and we uphold the truth and we preserve the truth. We call a spade a spade. We can never call a spade by any other name. That's more reason we say nos dicere veritas and nos dicere iudicum veritas and nos dicere vivica cabit veritas and nos dicere lingolum and nos dicere contra lingonum. You are welcome wherever you are listening to us from. It's always a pleasure to have you on Crossfire that comes away every Saturday. Once it's 9 o'clock a.m. You have to visit our social media platforms for you to be part of this very program. You have to visit Facebook. You have to visit Instagram. You have to visit X. You also have to visit YouTube. We are there live. You can look at the whole pictures. You can also look at what we are doing. It's always a pleasure to welcome you. 7 minutes down the hour of 4 a.m. in New York, 7 minutes down the hour of 9 a.m. in London, 7 minutes down the hour of 10 a.m. in Germany, and 7 minutes down the hour of 8 a.m. in Accra, Ghana, where they are telling Nigerians to leave the country, and also 7 minutes down the hour of 3 a.m. in Chicago, Illinois. And do not forget, it's about 7 minutes and the hour of 11 a.m. in Saudi Arabia, in Jerusalem, and also it is about 7 minutes than the hour of 12 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And it's always a pleasure to know that many of you follow us from different parts of the world. Somebody yesterday texted that he is watching, or he was watching from Vietnam. And that's the kind of feedback we want. Please keep the feedback coming wherever you are listening to us from, wherever you may be watching from. For those of you who are on our social media platforms, please give us feedback. Let us know where you are listening from and where you are watching from, especially if you are watching or listening to us from anywhere outside Nigeria. My name is Tony Olisa Mbeki, the Honorable Speaker, and this morning, as usual, we have guests in the studio. We are going to have many guests this very day, and it's going to be a day where a lot of issues will be looked into. But first, let me start with my first guest this very morning. It's also important to know that I have in the studio Chief Right Honorable Barrister Ben Chuks Nwosu is Chief of Staff to John Nwosu Campaign Organization, who is the ADC governorship candidate of Anambra State. It's my pleasure to welcome you this very morning, Ben Chuks Nwosu. It's my pleasure.
In the Anambra, I salute you.
And this very morning, I think I've seen you a couple of times. I don't know where I met you. Probably in this studio. I know that was the day you came here with your principal, and we are talking about the November 8th governorship election. Is fast approaching. This is August.
Yes.
So I don't know what is left. But I want to ask you.
Yes.
How is the whole thing going in Anambra State? And then I would also want to know your take about what you think ADC can do. But most times it's important to look at the general polity. Is democracy really working in Nigeria, working in Anambra State? Let's start with that before we go deep into partisan politics.
Thank you very much. In Nigeria, if you know the precursor of the obedient movement, when it started, it was basically that majority of the youths were dissatisfied with established political parties. That is to say, PDP, APC, and whatnot. They were dissatisfied because we had years and years of power by these political parties, and they were fed up.
Okay.
They decided that they were going to do something new, and that was why when Mr. Peter Obi came out as the presidential candidate of Labour Party, it was a massive movement, and I was part of that movement.
Oh, you were part of the movement?
I was.
So you were obedient?
very, very obedient. And you have to understand the philosophy of obedience.
Okay.
The philosophy of obedience is that for so many years that Nigeria has been independent, we are not where we are supposed to be.
Okay.
And that the tsunami of the movement of youths out of this country is proof that they are dissatisfied with what is going on. They don't see prospects.
They don't see prospects. So where do you classify yourself? Would you classify yourself as a youth or the older generation? But when you're talking about obedience, we know they are majorly youth. So you said you are not obedient.
I am a youth in my mind.
Oh, in your mind. But the face I'm seeing is not. You are not a youth.
I said mind.
Okay, mind.
Chronologically, I'm not a youth.
Okay, by facial expression, you are not a youth, but by mind, you're a youth.
It's not a facial thing.
Oh, it's not a facial thing.
I am not a youth, but in my mind, I carry their burden.
You carry the burden?
Yes.
But your generation failed this country.
Not guilty.
Oh, you are not guilty.
I wasn't part of it.
You are not, but you are part of the generation.
No, part of a failed generation with leaders that were not thinking of tomorrow.
Okay.
They were not expansive in their modus operandi in carrying out what government should do, in giving the hope to the hopeless, in being the voice to the voiceless, in expanding the horizon of possibility of employment for those who have labored to get education. These are the things.
So when you were growing up, what was it like? Because we have to be very, very time conscious.
Yes.
What was it like? And then I know very well you were a lawyer, and you know what that means. And then I know from the look of things, you may be born maybe around the 60s. Yes. And then you had a golden time. You know, your generation had a golden period where you went to school virtually with scholarship. And when you were in school, I understand that things were best as at that time. So what changed?
Tony, let me tell you this. When I was at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, we were only 2 in one room.
In one room?
Yes.
But when I was there, we were 8 in the same room.
I'm very sorry for your generation.
You can't be sorry, boy. You people.
No. When you say you people, please.
I should exclude you.
Please.
Okay.
Please. We have been fighting this system for myself from the year 2000.
Okay.
It was corruption that brought about the impeachment of P2B. It was corruption that brought about the kidnapping of Governor Ngige. And that was in the House of Assembly at that time. And that you would know that was when my name became a household name in Anambra State. I fought those evils. And both governors were not in the same political party. You remember, Ngige was PDP. And P2B was APGA. So I have been in the system. If you complain, if you have something against the system, join to fight it, and not be an armchair critic in your bedroom saying that things are wrong.
So you have to join.
I have been a radical in the system of Anambra State. Indeed, my political career has been defined by seeking good governance.
Seeking good governance?
For Anambra State.
Was that the reason you were in so many political parties? You moved from PDP to ABGA, from ABGA. Was that the case?
Yes, because if the leadership is bereft of direction, I would have no need to remain there.
Oh, okay. So that's why you were moving, seeking for good governance. So all your movements were
like minds in one political party, seeking for change. And if on the road to Damascus they do not repent, I have no reason to remain there because I don't want to go to hell.
So you now join ADC seeking the same good governance?
Nothing more.
So do you think you're going to get that in ADC?
Fantastic. I can tell you that because the people that are there are people who have seen it in some degrees. There are people who, as far as I am concerned, are focused on changing the ills that have emanated and stagnated this country, and especially Anambra State, from where they're coming from. Different political parties are coming from. You know, it is a coalition party. ADC is a coalition party.
Yes.
And these are far-reaching people. And we are saying that the chance we have now, God forbid that it is the last one, before the youths will take the laws into their hands and hit the streets and everybody.
So you believe ADC is out to rescue Nigeria?
If I didn't believe in that, I wouldn't be part of it.
But I look at those who are in ADC, I see those faces that caused a lot of problems in Nigeria. Who is new? We saw David Mark, we saw Atiku Abubakar, we saw El Rufai. Many of them are just there. And people are saying, could this be a kind of the same wine? Probably in a new bottle.
You haven't mentioned all of them, have you?
And we have a bit there too.
Yes.
And then we also have many of them.
And Benchuk Smosu.
Benchus also.
Yes.
So would you say that you are not a corrupt politician? Would you say that? Can you beat your chest and say, I'm not a corrupt politician?
Verily, verily, I say unto you, I'm a lawyer, 35 years at the bar. All my money can be traced. I have never held executive position. I have never had a budget. I have been a quintessential legislator.
So you've not handled any contract?
Never, ever, never applied.
You've never applied for any contract?
Let me put this on the record, please. I am perhaps one of the only 30 members of the House of Assembly where I was when I was there, 2003 to 2007, that does not own 1 square meter of land in Oka.
You are one of those that impeached Ngige.
I did not impeach Ngige. He was not impeached. He was kidnapped. You mean Peter Obi?
No. I'm talking about what happened when Ngige was there. I know Peter Obi was later impeached in.
I am one of the 4 kitchen cabinet members of Ngige's government. Go and ask.
And then you were there when he was kidnapped. And then the issue of resignation letter purportedly signed by him was taken by the same house who were involved. And then they say that
find out what happened to the speaker.
But that's, by the way, that's not what we're here for. Let's talk about your candidate, John Shumanwosu.
The best man.
You say he's the best man.
Best man.
How long have you known him?
35 years.
35 years. You've known him?
Yes.
For 35 years?
Yes, 1990.
That was the first time you met him?
We are from the same community. I am slightly older than him.
So you're from Odidan Newe?
No, I am from Okpuno.
Okpuno Newe?
Okpuno Newich.
Newish. All right, and you think he can do anything in Anambra State? What do you think he can do in this state? Do you think there's anything wrong in the first instance for him to come in? Don't you think some people have said he can also support Governor Soludo to complete his term? I've heard people who have cancelled him. Support Soludo to complete his term. But what do you think?
People are entitled to their political opinions or any other opinions. Well, let me tell you this. It has been proved that in 2 years, massive changes can take place in any state. And I'll give you instances. Governor Oti of Abia, Governor Mba of Enugu State. We cannot wait for all our limbs to be broken and taxation to stifle and kill people and give them stroke before we can say we can intervene and change this. This is crude. This is what is happening in Anambra is against natural justice, equity, and good conscience.
What is that is happening that is against natural justice, equity, and good governance? Because from the start we have is on record according to some statistics that the governor of Anambra State.
You are a seasoned journalist. And I believe that when you walk the streets, you look at the faces of people.
Okay, we are now looking at the people now.
Look, government is about the people. Look at their faces. Are they happy? When you attend a funeral or a wedding, why does a man who is married go there with a waterproof in his pocket to carry food?
That is hunger for you.
So, are you asking me? Why?
It's a Nigerian thing.
No, it shouldn't be in Anambra.
It should not be in Anambra. No state is immune.
No,
not even Abia State is immune. Not even Enugu State is immune. From the last check, Anambra seems to be richer than these 2 states.
Antonio, I call you 3 times. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Please, this is not about radio or anything. You are a worker, and you go home from time to time. You know how many people come to your house to beg for one thing or the other. And we are, Ndibo are proud people who don't normally engage in begging. But I can tell you, you know too, that when you go out, looking at you, beautiful young man with beards, with fine language and everything, people think you're a millionaire. You hear requests that were not there before being made. That shows that government has failed in providing welfare for the people. And that when somebody who is selling akara or moi moi or vegetable or anything is taxed in such a way that the profit is wiped out. And most of those women are widows, helpless people, and you tax people who are below the poverty level. That is why John Nwosu said, no, I can make a change. Governance is about providing level playing field for our hard-working in the Anambra to take off. But the point is that the wrong way, called Anambra and the political situation, is too bumpy for the aircraft of good governance to take off.
All right, so let's ask you this very question. I'm beginning to think that you are a veteran politician from the look of things. You have been in the field for a very long time, a former member of Anambra State House of Assembly who saw the kidnapping, who saw to the kidnapping. You were there for 3 times.
3 governors.
Of course, and then
in one time.
In one time. That's how bad it looks. I want to ask you, because we are here to face issues and face reality.
Please. Yes, please.
Now, I want to ask you quickly. I want to ask you what makes you, or what really give you the impression that John Chuma Nwosu is the right candidate? That's number one question. You're going to take these questions, one after the other, and what are the core values and vision of the John Chuma Nwosu campaign organization? That's the second question. First has to do with what make you think he's the right person, and then I also want to ask you, what do you think he intends to do differently in areas like education, health, and job creation? I don't know if you can take these questions head on.
I can head on, yeah.
All right, go on.
He is John Chuma Nwosu. For me, is the best. If he were not, I wouldn't be in his campaign. 2, he is the best because he has verifiable ways and means of solving the existential problems that face governance in a number of states. 1 is thievery, corruption. The money available to government, especially at the local government level. I challenge you, Tony, to Google your local government. I don't know where your local government is.
Yeah, local government.
Bless you. Google it and see how much money federal government remits to Udala every month. Go to Udala and verify and tell me whether the money that comes in every month is seen in the welfare of the people. Constructions and all sorts, hospitals, beds, all sorts. Then you ask me, what's it going to do in education? That's what you call STEM education. Science, technology,
engineering and mathematics. So what's he going to do there?
You will have to re-energize the teaching staff to focus on that. When we were growing up, it was English, be a lawyer, be a sociologist, be a psychologist. Tomorrow is for the scientists.
Okay.
And you have to prepare to play a good role.
So he's going to introduce them in all the schools in Anambra State. Does he know the number of schools in Anambra State? Or when he gets there, he will get to know the numbers?
You can introduce it in the known schools in the 3 senatorial zones. You can pick and choose, and then you do it well, it will escalate.
Okay.
It will go down to other schools.
Okay.
Just get started. Anambra State people are good in copying things that are good. If there are schools where STEM education is strong, they can be holding lessons for schools that are not covered by the program.
They mean that.
And then we talked about health.
Okay.
And I want to tell you that it is disheartening that Anambra State, for instance, doesn't have a cancer screening center at all.
Is it just in Anambra State or in the entire southeast?
Probably, but I'm talking about where I come from.
Okay, you're concerned about
Let
Anambra
others
State.
talk about their own state. I'm talking about Anambra.
Okay.
Yes, I am obsessed with Anambra because I know that if we get it right here, it will spread all over the southeast. Now, it is a pain because some people don't even see if a disease is carefully diagnosed and properly diagnosed, a medical doctor can know how to handle it. But if the diagnosis is wrong, they can be giving you wrong medication that eventually culminate in the person's death. John Nwosu believes that provision of good Medicare can happen. And do you know his mind? I can reveal it now. Can you guess how many citizens of Nigeria of Anambra extraction that have worked in the World Health Organization that are willing to come and provide primary health care for free? There are many of them. People who want to give back. It's not that they want money or anything. So when you bring these people in, and then you go abroad and beg you know that immigration and all this brain drain thing, majority of the best surgeons and best medical people in Qatar, in the United States and in the UK. I just came back about last week. Two Nigerian doctors of Igbo extraction and looked into my concerns. So I am telling you that there will be a revolution. All those people are asking, who is an honest leader who is not arrogant?
All right, let me ask
that we can work with.
Let me ask you something. Where do you think he's going to get the funds to execute some of the things you are saying? Because if you look around, you say that he's going to expand STEM education in the area of education, and then you also say that in the area of health, he's going to build.
I have told you one thing.
Okay.
Which you have not done. Google your local government, Ihiala, and see the money that goes to Ihiala. This is not rocket science. If they are not stealing that money, we have enough money to execute any.
But that's local government. It's not the business of state government.
Excuse me, sir. A conglomeration of local governments form the state government. All the state government does or should do is to give direction.
But remember, let's assume if he gets in
the government to the government nearest to the people is the most relevant government. That's the local government. You can stay in Oka and speak all the grammar you want. Okay. And people in Ihiala are dying.
All right. A quick one. Because if you know, let's assume that if he gets in now, he will work with Abga local government mayors. And he may not have such a financial control over them based on the Supreme Court ruling.
I think not. I was in the House of Assembly when Peter Obi came in and he had only 3 members. And we were 30. And there was governance. And indeed, he's acclaimed to have been the best governor.
Now, let me ask you, how do you think he can create jobs in Anambra State? Because if you looked around, we have got 1U2 skill program where over 30,000 youths have been equipped with technical skills. We saw many of them at the International Convention Center in Oka, where the governor gave them grant of 500,000 for 5,000 youths, and then another batch will be given. And it seems that many of them have begun to do one thing or the other, employing other people, becoming employers of labor. That is what is on now. What do you think Chuma Nwosu will do differently, either to promote or expand, or what do you think he will do in that area of job creation?
You should have told me the number of unemployed people before you give me the number of 5,000. Wait a minute. Okay. Please. Did you count the people that you are told about 5,000 numbers?
Our reporters
wait a minute, gentlemen, Tony, please. You see, when they voice numbers, you ought to see the number yourself. But I wish every Anambra son or daughter that got any grant to do something the best. I want you to go and check. It is just like money given to those people who say they are farmers. After they gather and you give them the money, we ought to have a lot of food. We ought to have a lot of food. Those that benefit from those loans and grants, how many of them are farmers? So, please.
What do you think ABC will do differently? That's the question. That's where I want to get.
I have told you now that we are grassroots politicians and leaders. All we have been doing since we started is house to house, local government to local government. And I'm telling you that as we are going, we are hearing the real problems of those, for instance, in Anambra East, Anambra West, Rumba North and South. Forget what people tell you in Oka. We are hearing real problems of real people, not politically generated figures and groups and things like that for picture purposes. Please, we will solve the problem generically at the roots of it. There are traditional institutions. There are people who know those who have skills in the villages, and we will go to them. There are churches that actually feel the pulse of these people at that level, not political. We're going to be generic in problem solving. That's my submission.
All right, I also want to ask you, for those of you who are joining us, remember this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, and we are here live and direct. You can visit our social media platforms. Remember, you can be part of this engagement. I'm seeing quite a number of messages trickling, and I'm aware that we will maybe have time to take some of them. We may not take all of them, but remember, we have Chief Barrister Ben Chukwuwosu in the studio, a veteran politician and somebody who saw to the administration of 3 executive governors, 1 kidnapped, 1 impeached, 1 reinstated. Whichever way you want to describe it, his assembly, the time he was there, I think his assembly, they were rugged and they were men of, I don't know what to describe them, but he said he has singled himself out and said he wasn't part of all the whole shenanigans. That he said he is totally corrupt free, and why he left PDP to ABGA, from ABGA.
No, I never was in ABGA.
You were never in ABGA?
No.
In your first attempt, PDP.
I went under PDP to the House of Assembly.
Okay.
And Labour Party, where I participated at the inception of the emergence of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi.
But you were there for 1 term, just as any House of Assembly member coming from Nnewi will only serve 1 term.
Bless you.
That's what their political arrangement in Nnewi. You can't go for 2 terms.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, no matter how good you are, even if you are Socrates, 1 term.
You're going to serve 1 term. All right, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about agriculture. Anambra State is agrarian, state, and it has agrarian communities. And we've seen so far that people are passionate about farming. Do you think that your party can come up with anything meaningful in that very area?
We can, and I'll just give you a hint.
Okay, quickly because of time.
If you bring in equipment, you must also bring in accommodation.
Okay.
Encouragement.
Okay.
And feeding, so that those who want to participate can come and have a place to live.
Okay.
Remember the kind of agriculture that brought results. People went to their farms for long, 2 months, 3 months, and then achieved quite a lot before they returned to their homes. Agriculture extension approach, we, as far as we are concerned, is the best, because if all the farmers or some of the participants are in one place, we can bring in experts who will give them training. If you bring in fertilizer, you bring in expertise, you bring in anything, you see them in one place.
All right, at this point I want to bring in the wife of late Justice Azuka, a former member of Anambra State House of Assembly who was killed. She's in the studio with us. Good morning, madam. It's good to have you. Please go on because of time.
Please, Mrs. Justice Azuka is the candidate of ADC.
Of course, I know. We know that.
We want to do things that agree with the Spirit of God. She will be our candidate on the 16th of August. 16th of August. She will by herself. She's a widow with little kids, and I do not think that anybody of good conscience would even want to contest anything, with her. I was thinking that Onitsha not one would have said that Mrs. Justice Azuka will be returned unopposed.
Let's quickly it's good to have you. It's good.
Welcome to Atmosphere for Favor.
It's actually good to have you here. And then let's quickly ask you some questions. Kedu Efe Echolewande Mado, we are aware already able candidate in the ADC. And then your husband, our condolences. was brutally murdered, but we know that he is in the good hands of the Lord. So, can you wake when the mother maka mpota apota or something about, because we've heard sympathy vote and all that. So, can you wake when the mother quickly, because I'm not the God say so. I want a big chaliga.
Okay, in the check the commune. Constituency. I found Justina Amaka Azoka from Onitsha North constituency 1. Okay, if NJ mebu ije continue oluoma dimu hapuru we nwuru. O if NJ ka nje metofu nya bu olu. Abo kwa me politician. Mana o nwele nkata mu ya na adi akpa. You know? Olu ahụ ka alụcharo bi ife NJ ka nje lutofulu ndu Onitsha.
Quickly, kedu olu na alu de onwere olu olubulu ka o ji n'aka.
Nke o ji n'aka. Ka NJ anọnwekwa nke olulu.
Kedu nke ime olulu?
Okay, onwe primary school health care do na Emmanuel Church o renovate ya. Onwekwa ọzọ dukwa na Osuma health care ọzọ o renovate. Ọ na empower ụmụ nwanyị, you know. Na akwụkwọ ma ndị ọzọ ụmụazị mava parents va nwee ike kwụrụ over school fees, most especially widows. Ndị widows dukam ọ na-enyere va akarị nne. Ọnya bụ ọlụ ka na-eje ka nje nyekwa aka nyekwalu ndị widows dị ka ndị ife na-esi ike. Ọnya ka na-eje ka nje lụtọfụnya bụ ọlụ.
Mana ịbata na agba bụ ụmụ nwoke nọ ịma na ịga ebe afọ abụ na atụnyelụ gị akwụkwọ na abụ na ịga ebe afọ ụmụ nwoke ka ị ga-afọ bụrụkwa ife ụmụ nwaanyị bụrụkwa meeting ụmụ nwaanyị August meeting ị ga-ekopu nwukwe ma iru ebe afọ.
Yes, m ga-ekopu. Ọnya ka m ji wepụta ebe a wee na-ayọ ka ndị mmadụ wee pụta wee tụọlụ m vote na ADC mbọsị ahụ.
Okay, nsogbu adịrọ anyị anụgo ozi ịchọrọ izi ndị mmadụ isi na ịchọrọ ka ndị mmadụ tinyelụ gị akwụkwọ na na ịchọrọ ịlụtọpụ ọlụọma dị gị na-alụ dịka nsi wee jesi na nwere something ọ na-emegasị dịka women empowerment and also all that. Ama m na onwe ndị na-akwanye gị ka ịpụta ka ọ si gị n'obi wee chee ịpụta. Achọrọ m nke ịgba nke bụ eziokwu. Onwe ndị na-asị gị pụta ka ọ n'obi gị ka o si.
N'obi m ka o si ka
o nwere onye na-akwanye gị sị gị na-akwanye gị ọkụ n'ọkụ sị gị pụta ka anyị weli ya gosi ndị mmadụ nke anyị ji bụ
ọmụnwa bụ ife si ka nje lụtọfụ nya bụ ọlụ. Anyị nwere nkata no before ọnwụrụ nwa macha ụmụ ife niile ọ na-emesikasị. Ọnya ka nsi ka nje continue ebe ọkụ.
Ị ga-emenwu ya.
M ga-emenwu ife dị na ya.
Ị sure na ị ga-emenwu ya?
Yes.
So ị na-agwa ndị mmadụ na ife afọ dị gị na-eme na ị ga-emenwu ya.
Yes.
Na ọ bụrụ ọba
na-ebe anwa ka m na-eje ị continue ya bụ ọlụ ka m wee lụtọfụ ya. So many people na-eche eti onye ọzọ oje bido ife ọzọ mana mụ aje m ga-eje lụtọfụ that area ọ nọ ebe ọ na-emetụsị aka ọ ebe anwa ka m na-eje ije metọfụ ya bụ ọlụ.
Darin ama m na ọ dị gị ọsịsọ onwe ka isi mee ka mmalụ da na ọ nwere ebe unu jekọ da na ịpụ ka mana ọ dị mma kedu okwu ikpeazụ ị na-agwa ndị mmadụ tupu ịpụba
ka a pụta wee tụọlụ m vote na ADC.
Kedu ụbọchị a na-atụ dị vote a?
On the 16th of August biko nu ana m ayọ unu ndị Onitsha ndị di m ma ụmụnne m va ndị be anyị biko nu pụtanụ ka unu tielu nwaanyị ajadu dịka m ka m wee nyekwalụ ndị ife na-esiri ike aka.
Okay, ọ dị ka ibukwuru onye Onitsha ọ dị ka ma n'oge asụsụ Onitsha n'ọnụ gị.
Mba abụọkwa m onye Onitsha.
Mana ịbụzi onye Onitsha by marriage?
Yes, by marriage.
Alright, Darine nwunye Justice Azoka Darine. Ka anyị nwee ike ịrapụsị ka ị gaba ebe ị chọrọ ịga Darine. Let's come back to Ben Chuks once because he has been here with us in the studio and then we are back and then let's look around because from the look of things we must tell ourselves the truth. There is nothing like the truth at all time and we stand on the truth. And then we have seen quite a lot going on in Anambra State. Will you say you're impressed with what is going on in Anambra State? Or there are areas you're impressed or there are areas you're not impressed?
You haven't defined what you mean things going on.
I'm talking about the works going on by the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo CFR. We've seen his works in the area of infrastructure. We have also seen his work in area of education. We've seen his work in area of health. 5 new general hospitals. That's what he put on ground. And then he said he's going to do more. And then in area of education, free education. In the area of health, free maternal and then paternal and some other child delivery. And these things are free. We've not seen these things before in Anambra State and no government has done that. But are you impressed or do you think There's something to correct.
Antonio, verily, I say unto you, it took 3 years for him to wake up.
It took 3 years for him to wake up?
Yeah.
You think so?
Excuse me. You can check it yourself. I'm not lying against anybody. The records are there. When he was sworn in, when all this staccato of dust and everything and breaking down of people's houses started, he could have done it better. He said, once you are sworn in, you start running immediately and not to wait for 3 years before you start it.
Okay.
It sounds political.
It sounds political?
It sounds that you are playing to the gallery.
Okay.
And some of the things may not be completed by the time he leaves office.
Now, I want to ask you, there is a road being dualized that passes through your community. I know Newe, and there is this road coming from all the way from Oka, and then it traverses Nobi down to your community. Dualization of that road. Are you not impressed with that road?
Go and check the people for whom you are doing, you purport to do those things, whether they're happy. You have to destroy somebody's house. Absolutely bring it down, practically. Go to Innocent Motors and see.
So you are concerned about the destructions? Because in Ekulobia, there was such destruction, and then the flyovers, the dualization, without the breaking of egg, you cannot make an omelette.
No, please go and look at construction companies that have address and name, like Julius Berger and all that. You can do roads without destroying the.
Can you expand a single lane road? You want to dualize it without.
What compensation has been paid to the owners of those properties?
And they say the compensation is ongoing.
No. Prove it. When you are doing something, my friend, name Tony got 500 million. We have relocated him to so. That's how to say you're.
So let's look at infrastructural.
Some of the people that built those things are old.
Okay.
And we are bringing it down in their presence. Some have died.
All right. What are the infrastructural visions of your party, ADC? What are they going to bring in terms of infrastructure?
All that has been going on in Anambra State doesn't appear to me to have a plan.
So what does it appear to you?
Now, the roads are not compacted in a way that it can last.
So what are you going to bring?
We are going to bring superior construction philosophy to government. Plan it, execute it according to science.
According to science?
According to reality, look, roads constructed by Governor Ngige, at least in senatorial, central senatorial zone, are still there. How many years? Almost 20-something years since he left office. Some of the other roads constructed by this current government have been washed away by. Are you not here, Tony? Are you not in Anambra?
But I moved to Ekulobia the other day. Yes. I saw the flyover, and then it was a marvel in a way. But I don't know if you have anything about that. I saw it. I plied that road, Ekulobia. I even
fly to where? Fly over to where? Fly over to where, Tony?
I flew from one corner
what
to
is
the other.
The reason for the flyover?
To the congest traffic.
The congest traffic where?
At Ekulobia.
You have no such record. This is what you call white elephant projects.
That's what you think?
Yes, it is. There is no need.
And Ekulobia for government, they are saying that is urbanization. That is what they call Ekulobia 2.0, trying to ensure that Ekulobia ceases to be a rural community and becomes an urban community. With these amenities, with these infrastructures, people can easily relocate, walk in that area.
Because of the presence of a flyover.
And not just flyover, you also have parks.
Tony, let me tell you this. The greatest facility or thing that brings development fastest is light.
Light.
With light, 70% of criminal activities at night will be brought down. Not constructing a flyover, and it is intended not to be used by youths most times because youths are fast, they move fast. It's people with arthritis and all that, who will climb up, go lateral, and then go horizontal, and then come down vertically. My dear brother, it is not.
Is your party not going to construct more flyovers when your people come? If people want you to be there, will you construct more flyovers or you will not construct at all?
There will be demand by the people. Demand by the people. Our concern is not elephant projects.
So what if the people of Ekulobia demanded for that flyover?
Give me evidence.
I should give you evidence. All right, let's open the phone lines and let's hear from them if they actually made that very demand or it's just a white elephant project, as Ben Chooks was a veteran politician, has said. Let's open the phone lines. You gonna take some time to ask him questions, make a comment. We're gonna give 30 seconds because of time. We're gonna manage time, so allow him time for him to complete. We're gonna have another guest by the time the time comes for that. You have to call the phone lines. Remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, and it is what it is, and it has not ceased to be what it is. And you can see the exchange of fire. The guest is actually exuding fire, and the anchor person also matching that fire with fire. It's not about fire here this morning. 0803 221 6973. You can also call the second line 0803 827 6694. Let's go straight to the phone lines. You have just 30 seconds for you to ask questions or make your submission or say anything you want to say. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Olisa Mbeki.
You're welcome.
Chidi Chukuma reaching you from board this morning.
You're welcome, Chidi Chukuma.
Yeah, and good morning to you, our barrister. Good morning.
God bless you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Number one is that I thank God that you are obedient. And myself, I'm too obedient. And they are not a youth at all. I'm not a youth, but I'm obedient. It is wrong to associate obedient movement with youth. Even though that I agree that 70% of the obedient movement are youth. But obedient movement is for people who are eager to see the emergence of the new Nigeria.
Remember, you have time 30 seconds so that you make a point. Yeah.
And so they are progressive Nigerians. So anything about obedient movement, they don't associate it with youth only. But the progressive Nigeria who want to see the emergence of the new Nigerians. And on the issue of candidate, we have to call a spade, not by any other. 4 years is not enough for somebody to transform Anambra State to any level. So I will advise the man who is the science patient to allow this administration to complete their 8 years. Yes, I think the governor is doing very, very well, and we are solidly behind him. Not that we are underrating his desire to be the governor of Anambra State, and all the plan that he has is quite genuine. And we are expecting him to one day to become a governor of Anambra State, but he also has a patient.
All right, thank you so much. Because of time, we have to let you go, and you have exhausted their time. Good morning, you're welcome. Remember, you have to make it as brief as possible so that others will come in. There are a lot of people on the line. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, my speaker, Tony Mbeki.
You're welcome.
Dalo.
Oh, your mother was once a food vendor.
Yes, sir.
Isulia now say fele. Why you?
That's why they call me Nwanne Rosa.
One Rosa.
Nwanne Rosa.
All right.
My eldest brother.
All right, let's go.
Yes. Yes, sir.
You're welcome, Ignatius. Remember, you have 30 seconds, now reduced to 20 seconds.
I know, my speaker. So my question is this.
Yes, sir.
There are three things that means who gets into Oka.
Yes.
Oka, the government house, Oka.
Yes, sir.
That three things. Number one is the party you are in.
Yes.
Second, the performances of the governor.
Yes.
Incumbent.
Yes.
And this zoning that is now in Anambra that stands firm.
Yes,
These three things and religion too. Fourth, that is three that determines who goes to Oka.
Yes, sir.
Can you a man do these three things?
All right, thank you so much. Does it take the blocks?
Hello.
Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
I am Patmos. I'm calling from Onewu.
You're welcome, but most calling from Onewu. Quickly, you have 30 seconds. Oh, you just joined the party, or you just joined the whole conversation? We have Ben Chooks who
Now, let me go straight to the point. I want to ask him, just as I have asked for other guests, can he protect his vote? The vote that Anambra State will give to his political party, number one. Then number two, if they will rule only 4 years, are they going to rule only 4 years? If they will, what do they have on ground to show Anambra State so that we'll be convinced that actually they are going to rule Anambra State only 4 years?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes, a wonderful morning to you.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and the guest at the studio.
You're welcome.
Just want to appreciate the guest this morning for his composure. Honorable Nick, and I'm calling from Onitsha.
Can you move away from the noisy background, please?
Mr. Speaker, I can see questions coming, and the cabinet to maintain is something else. I'm opening our eyes of Anambrarians this morning towards local government funds. That reminds me that I also have to go to find out how much is coming into my own local government. We are not like Anambra is peculiar. People here are educated and wise. We can't be clapping for you. When you do well, we clap for you. But when you're not doing well, we make a constructive criticism. You can't be packing all the money and doing some work, which is not some. When you equate it with what you're doing, you find out that it's not enough. So we have to check.
All right.
And put things in the right perspective. So all we are trying to do, listen to the wife of our brother, Park, Lisa Zoka. Well, let me assure her that I'm reverent to give her her support.
All right.
And,
all right. Thank you so much. Because of time, we have to let you go. Because of time, you have exhausted your time. That's DK Kenechukwu who called in from Onitsha. And then I'm gonna give you time to respond. Let's take this one question, and then we come back to you. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning. Are you there? You can take it away from me because you are on, and then you are not talking. You are on. Please go on and talk. We are listening.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Quickly, because of time. You're welcome. Ezekiel Okwu, you are calling from Onitsha. Please go on. Let's have your take.
My speaker and the guest, my concern is the voice of our late Justice Azoka, who wants to occupy the seat of our husband. I will join you to ask our guest there. Is that woman not coerced to contest this election? Because I don't see him sounding strong. And is that post a compensation or what? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. The question very simple. Do you think, because the question, he referred the question to you, don't you think that the woman is being pushed or coerced? According to him, he said that from the way she spoke, that she wasn't sounding too confident. She was sounding as if that she was asked to come and do this. That's his opinion anyway. Let's get to you back and see what you have to say in all of these questions. You have got so many of them, but you have about just 4 minutes or 5 minutes thereabout for you to exhaust all of the questions we have there.
Tony Mbeki, thank you. Number one, Chukudi Chukuma. You said obedience is in the heart, not in the ears. I agree with you. And you said that 4 years is not enough to change a number of state and the increment should be allowed. I disagree with you because those who are proved to be performing have done it in less than 2 years, and they are doing so in Enugu, in Abia. Ignatius Okoye, you talked about the ingredients of politicking in Anambra. You talked about what is the party, what is the government in power, their performance. For me, they have performed below expectation. It says zoning, yes, we are from the south, and we have only one term to contest. You said religion, that is a reality, nobody can wish it away, and we are doing our best in that regard. He said whether my man can satisfy all the requirements. I think he does, and he is in the right camp in all the things you talked about. You and your Badmus said something similar to what you said, and it was talking about whether we can limit ourselves to 1 year, or is it a political talk? Verily, verily, I say unto you, Ben Chuks Nwosu is a lawyer, 35 years at the bar. We have gone to Anambra High Court. John Nwosu has gone to Anambra High Court to depose to an affidavit that he will do 1 term. If he fails to do 1 term, and I'm in that government, 1 day after 1 term, you won't see me there. Because that will be perjury. And perjury attracts a jail sentence. And I do not think.
And one would ask, is that perjury, can he override the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that says he is entitled to 2 terms? So when you just oppose, the affidavit and then the constitutional provision, which one comes first as a lawyer?
The one that comes first is the one you have agreed to and swore to before.
So not the constitution.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Tony, please.
I'm excusing you.
Yes. I said, even if the world says you can marry 20 women and you depose that it's only one that you want, nobody will force you to do anything contrary to that. Because he believes in rotation and he does not want to destroy it. We must believe what a person says when he goes to court to depose to it. Because after the South, it will be the turn of the Central Senatorial Zone. And there's no argument about it. And that is why he went to court to do that. Very soon you will see it published. He said, the 4th person, I don't know the name, but he says that this interview is opening the eyes of Anambra to local government allocations. Please, I would appeal that it opens more eyes. Google your local government. Put your local government in the Google and ask how much your local government receives annually. Then go to your local government and find out how much work is purported to have been done or is being done every month as against the money you are allocated to. We have said that every local government will get what it gets from the federal government. We believe in local government autonomy according to law passed in Nigeria. Ezekiel Okudili is talking. He says Mrs. Azuka appears not to be convincing in her voice. There is no art to find the mind's construction on the face. So says Shakespeare. The lady was here. I am not in her brain. I'm not in her mouth. And she said, I am coming to complete what my husband started. I do not think anybody can force anybody to go and run for an election. So please, I do not think that ADC is a political party that's interested in coercing people or forcing people to do. If she were not running, other candidates were lined up to run under ADC, but we told them to step down.
All right, the party told them to step down. There was no primary then.
Okay. A party is entitled to get a candidate
Of her choice.
of their party as they please. Go and read
That's the Supreme Court.
27 cases of the Supreme Court.
So ADC in their own asked every other person to step down for this woman just to compensate the family. Or just allow the family to continue the good work.
You are putting words in our mouth.
So I'm asking you.
According to natural justice, equity, and good conscience,
Okay.
the caucus of the party decided.
Okay. All right, let's get a final statement before we part this morning to come back again.
Thank you.
Let's get a final words.
ADC, African Democratic Congress, is a party that has brought believable change, not rhetorical change, to politicking in Anambra State. John Nwosu and his running mate, Ndubisi Nwobu, PhD, are people that are focused to put smiles on the faces of Anambra State. Remove overtaxation, bring in light, bring in ICT, and put smiles on the faces of those who are below poverty level. We will bring the change that will make Anambra State number 1. It was when we started. In education, we're going to go back to being number 1 in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Vote ADC in all elections, and you will not regret it.
All
I
right.
salute you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Barrister Ben Chuks Nwosu, former member Anambra State House of Assembly, and also a politician who says he's not corrupt, that he's corrupt-free. Thank you so much for your time this very morning.
Thank you very much. And I challenge anybody who says I'm corrupt to prove it.
Okay, and the person will have to go to court. All right, let's take a moment. When we come back, we're going to bring our second guest Do not go anywhere. Remember, it's still Crossfire. The fire is in us, all of us. And let's take a moment to be right back.
Welcome to Atmosphere for Favor, AFF. We give you more than just property and you opportunities from Nkwele to Omonya, Oka to Umeri, Oba to Aguleri, Mbaku to Oji River, Emene to Asaba, Abadi Abuja, Lagos to Imo. AFF is planting possibilities in Yakari 20 states across Nigeria with free inspection. I am a
changing experience, featuring inspiring talks,
104.7 FM.
Take advantage of the ongoing promo. Membership registration has been slashed to 250,000 naira with instant land allocation upon registration. This is your chance to connect.
104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
Solution don't you nigga man. Anambra South, are you ready? This Saturday, August 2nd, 2025,
Seriously
the people of
authentic.
Anambra South will gather in unity and strength for the Anambra South endorsement rally in honor of Governor Chukuma Soludo, CFR, and Dr. Nekachukwu Bezim, Deputy Governor, as the Solution Government, 6th and 2nd term. Venue, Employer Township Stadium, time is 10 a.m. sharp. Date, Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. It's also the official senatorial campaign flag for Chief Emmanuel Wachukwu Onodugo, the other candidate for the Anambra South senatorial by-election. Up guys marching forward with vision, purpose, and people at heart.
Seriously authentic. 104.7 FM.
Empowerment. Dynamic Mama, a non-governmental organization that empowers women from 18 years and above, presents Business Empower and Empowerment Programs featuring skill acquisition, giving out food items, paying hospital bills, house rents, business startup funds, etc. Every member is entitled to one empowerment program every year. Every serious-minded woman with zeal to overcome poverty is eligible to be a member. Dynamic Mama is soliciting for assistance from good-hearted Nigerians to help women in need. Office is at number 22 John Modio Street, and Opasant Layout, Obosi, Anambra State, by St. Joseph the Walker Parish. For more information, you can call 080-641-28843, 080-641-28843.
104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
It's another job opportunity.
104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
Currently hiring for 2 key roles. Managing Director with a degree in finance or management, plus
104.7 FM.
managerial experience, and a
Seriously
certified
authentic.
microfinance banker, CMB certification. Head of ICT with a background in computer science, unrelated fields, and solid experience in ICT
104.7 FM.
systems.
Seriously authentic.
Send your CV to sunnyezana@yahoo.com. That's SUNNY
104.7 FM.
or WhatsApp
Seriously authentic.
378-4258. Send your CV to sunnyezana@yahoo.com or WhatsApp
104.7 FM.
Deadline August 11,
Seriously
2025.
authentic.
Don't miss this opportunity. Step into leadership today.
Dollar Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Dollar Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Dollar Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Dollar Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
Beside
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
Free of charge.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
And a new government house in Gekuru, we are kept with 1991.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
The debates get hotter when the issues demand clarity.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM.
Crossfire.
Seriously
Crossfire.
authentic.
Where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM.
We break down
Seriously
the politics,
authentic.
the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join
Chala Radio 104.7 FM.
drilling them with the
Seriously
questions,
authentic.
demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising
Chala Radio
Crossfire.
104.7 FM.
104.7
Seriously
FM
authentic.
every Saturday from 9 a.m.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
A city of heritage. From the rays of the
Chala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
To the silent prayers
Chala Radio
rising from the
104.7 FM. Seriously authentic.
This city beats like a drum, loud, proud, winning you.
Chala Radio 104.7 FM.
And the drum
Seriously authentic.
right here on Udala Radio 104.7
Udala Radio
FM.
104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. From the commercial city, Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Voice of the region. Where authentic news and entertainment meet. Udala Radio 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. 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 104.7 FM. Seamlessly authentic. Chala Radio.
Welcome back to Crossfire 104.7 FM Onitsha this very lovely Saturday morning, the second day in the month of August, the year 2025. Remember, just like I've always said, we speak the truth here, nothing but the truth. And we are here this very morning. We are done with the first guest, done with the second guest. We have the third guest in our studio, and somebody who is going to do justice to some of the issues we are going to raise on governance and then political party presentation and representation in any form. However, in the studio, once again, just like I told you earlier on, the National Publicity Secretary of All Progressives, Grand Alliance, ABGA, Mazi Ejimofo Okpara, PhD, and also Knight of St. Mulumba. It's my pleasure to welcome you this very morning, Mazi. You drove all the way from Oka, and you are running helter-skelter to be here. It has never been easy, and I don't think it was an easy journey. How was the journey like?
Oh, awesome. I'd always tell people, whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. And I'm happy to be, Udala FM, the almighty Udala FM. So I'm so happy to be here today. The journey from Mocha to this place was quite seamless. The usual traffic hotbeds, surprisingly, I didn't find them. So it means something has changed. Something about the attitude of our people towards, traffic, driving, keeping to the rules and all that. So these are some of the intangibles that we don't get to talk about, with what the government is doing currently. There's a whole lot of mindset shift, a whole lot of attitudinal change that people take for granted. But I know those who know understand that something is given. And I'm so happy that I was able to drive from Mocha to this place so seamlessly, coming here and also being with you.
All right, let's quickly get down to the business of the day. We are talking about All Progressives Grand Alliance, and people have so much talked about this very party. There seems to be a marriage. I don't know what kind of marriage. I don't know if it is holy marriage or unholy marriage, or maybe what people can say cohabiting between ABGA and the Anambra. Please, is there anything? Do you think the people of the state in Anambra, do you think they love ABGA for anything, or they are just cohabiting? No, there is difference between cohabiting and then matrimonial stay. That is marriage. So what's your take? Because sometimes we know that for any party to come into Aguaka, that party will first and foremost dislodge ABGA, get ABGA down and take over. Let's get your thoughts on this.
Okay, I've always insisted, and I would say this, it's a common saying, but I think over time and from empirical evidence and personal experiences, I've been able to understand that that saying is not totally true. And that is when people tell you that blood is thicker than water. Yeah, accept that blood is thicker than water, but there's something thicker than blood, and that is values. When people get connected by value, it becomes difficult for you to unbond them.
Okay.
There is a kind of value that Anambra has gotten from ABGA over the years, in the last 22 years, that they have looked out there, And mind you, ABGA was not the first party to rule the state. So it's possible to actually assume or say, no gola no godina abomalonke kama. So Anambra has tested, the other side of power and the other characters who, superintended over the state for a period of time, and they've also tested ABGA from the very beginning, 2003, 2006, when ABGA, became a thing here. You would agree with me that there has been this steady ascendancy of progress. Anambra, the way it used to be, and Anambra now. So for every successive administration under the leadership of ABGA, there has been significant improvement in the life of the people. So, and nobody wants to, like they say, change a winning team. And ABGA is that party that is not just like a religion in Anambra. It's a party that has crafted the destiny of Anambra. It's a party that has a vision, that has a purpose for the people of Anambra. Now, you recall that in the immediate past administration, under ABGA, there's this development plan called the Anambra Vision 2070. Now, it's a 50-year development plan of where Anambra should be in the next 50 years, every Anambra should take time to read that document. That document is like the Bible of Anambra's development, and no sector was left behind. So it tells you that the journey has just begun. And we are quite happy that the foundational steps, the foundational propositions of that document is what the Soludo administration is laying. And we are happy that he has started very strongly. You know, some person would have felt that, oh, this is the transitional state, so expect some lags, expect some drawbacks and all that. But Soludo, being who he is, has taken the bull by the horns, and he is leaving no stone unturned, touching every sector, opening up the state to both infrastructurally, both in human capital development, across every sector. And most importantly, the finances of the state is beginning to heave a new sigh of relief. You know, it's taking a different dimension. People wonder, in spite of all this massive development, you still tell us that this government has not borrowed a kobo? No, it tells you the character of leadership, the character of leaders that ABGA has over the years, you know, presented to the Anambra. It's something that is unassailable. It's not something that it's not an unholy, like you said, affair. Neither is it a cohabitation.
So what it is
a relationship founded on values.
Relationship founded on values. That's what ABGA represents to the Anambra.
Yeah, and that value, let me mention, you know,
Okay.
I would have made a very fatal error if I didn't say this. The logo, the motto of ABGA is Onyaga na one year. So we leave no one behind.
All right.
So, and everyone in Anambra today understands that the government of ABGA is a government that cares, is a government that is tailored towards helping them actualize, you know, their purpose.
I want to ask you, because there is this slogan, Kabun Kanye. Anambra is ABGA land. ABGA is Anambra. Is it because of this election? That is one. And that Nkabun Kanye or Kabusikwe Kanye, you know, people want to know. Most times, that has been some of the slogans pushed by all progressive Grand Alliance, and they would tell the people Nkabun Kanye, Gahaga Sekwagi Nokwa Patio Jupo, Na Nyaman Rapokwanka. I want to ask, the whole thing, the whole arrangement, has anything changed? That's one.
Okay.
Or is there anything more to what is already on the table?
Okay, let me now even say this too, you know, I think maybe for the first time, or I don't know if anybody has said it.
Okay.
Nkabun Kanye is like all what we is a slogan that emanated from the people themselves.
Or the people started it.
You get it. So Nkabun Kanye was as a result of, it's just like the creation account after the 7th day. They said God looked around and said everything he created was what? Good. So after the experience of the people with ABGA and seeing ABGA live out its basic ideals, because ABGA is a party that is ideological. We are not just like every other party. You know, that is something only if you do only if I Kuba, only if I GDJ, only if I Blokibe, only if I Nemelon de Bae, Haji Kutenahanye. So, all if in the Melofa, these things that we do for them, Kavana Chalana will say, hey, Nankab Wankai. So it's not like when people talk about the slogan, no, on the Bae Jakava West Nankab Wankai. It wasn't ABGA. The slogan of ABGA is Onyaga na one year. So, in living out Onyaga na one year, we have lived it to the point where the least person in the society has felt governance in its truest form. So what would you tell the person? What would you tell the person that Ade Emetia? Kehi eje go nyokboko. Keta na ABGA he Emetia. Kehi ga-agwa nne na nna na-ada akwụzi ụgwọ akwụkwọ. From one school, from nursery school to secondary school. Kehi ga-agwa maka ABGA. Kehi ga-agwa ndị ọgbọ family le ovrozi ga-abe ha since Adam and Eve. Even yesterday alone, the governor went to flag off a road at Tinri. And when we got there, the feelers we got, the response we got from the people was that in the last 30 years, that road has become a subject of politics. But people have come to realize that in ABGA, we have governors whose words are their bonds. Now, Soludo has taken it a notch further. Okay. Soludo tells you, we're not in the era where I say award goes on. Now award gear for campaign purpose. No. Before Soludo awards a road and places a signature on the contract paper, Ege Jale Adigo. So it's no longer a question of our Dugia CJ Chobaziego. No. As a matter of fact, our agenda is with a timeline. So everything you see the people do or say about ABGA is simply as a result of the grand relationship, the utmost good faith that ABGA has shown to the people. And that is why you see them everywhere. You're saying ABGA is a religion, ABGA is this, and Kanye, so because ABGA embodies everything about Ndi Iboji Bili.
Okay.
So if you come to ABGA, we have a lot of values that our people do not want to take for granted.
All right, I want to ask you, that will be one more question on ABGA, then we move our attention to the work Governor Soludo is doing, and to ask if actually it was the amount Anambra State is receiving. But the first question I have to ask, why would Ndi ABGA or APGA same Madu Metro cannot become at APGA? Genikane Metola cannot be.
Even the Bible would say that as many who believe, he has given power to become sons of God. So what it means is that before you become a son of God, you put a good.
Okay.
So it is not coercion. It is not authoritarian. It is not totalitarian. It is democratic. It is republican. So or something you get we equate. So it can be seen gum.
Okay.
So it's just like the creed we say in the church.
Okay.
So nobody ABGA is not Ayabro a coercive people. We are persuasive.
Okay.
We persuade you, we give you reason to come on board. So it's just a pattern. You
have to touch your heart and then say, I believe.
The heart is the central point or the focal point of emotions, the focal point of love. So, love when we love your neighbor,
all right, let's leave that question. And then the next question I want to ask you, Maz, this very morning. We know very well that P2B was the first governor under All Progressives Grand Alliance.
Absolutely.
And would you say ABGA made P2B or P2B made ABGA? That's one. And then the second question I want to ask you would be, there are some who believe that the Governor Soludo woke up in his third year. I've heard some report where they will say he woke up in his third year. That's the second question. And then the third question, because I wanted to take these questions simultaneously. The third question I want to ask you will be on the issues of governance. If you say governor hasn't borrowed the money, but some keep saying he uses local government funds to some of the works he's executing. And let's get your thought. Does he take money from local government? And you've been with the governor very well. There are those who believe that he speaks so much grammar. Too much, and there are people who do say that Obo or Machancha, no one lawyer not anything. And I've seen you a couple of times with the governor, most times you're with him. And even that Gogogon would dance. I remember you were the one that released that dance. And I don't know what the dance was for. And then people made some comments saying, look at governor now about Gogogongo. Let's get your thoughts. I don't know if you can get those questions I asked about.
Okay, let me take it because you've actually loaded a lot of questions in just one fell swap. Let me start from the very beginning. Okay. You said ABGA and P2B, who made, the other.
Okay.
For me, it's the chicken and the egg argument.
Chicken and egg argument.
Exactly. Some people would ask you, the chicken and the egg, which is older? So if you say the egg is older than the chicken, then who laid the first egg? And if you say the chicken is older than the egg, then how did the chicken emanate?
Okay.
So for me, it's a mutually benefiting relationship, right? ABGA as a party, like I told you, is a party founded on values. We are very ideological, and we are quite intentional with our mandate in terms of what we want to do for the people.
Okay.
We know what Anambra was like before ABGA came on board.
Okay.
And we have said or proposed in our heart that we'll never take Anambra back to Egypt.
Okay.
So that is why you see that every governor who comes on the ABGA platform and who has governed Anambra since ABGA became the party here has made one significant improvement on the order. So I tell anybody who cares to hear or who cares to listen that, P2B did his bit under the ABGA manifesto, handed over to Obiano, who took it a notch higher and did his own bit. And now is Oludo, who is also doing marvelously well and doing his own bit. So the other question you asked me is the question of, remind me, you said?
I asked you a question about the governor. Some people are saying he woke up in his third year.
Okay, good. So let me take that. Now, I tell people, this is a man who started work from the very first day he assumed office. The very first day Soludo assumed office, he worked for 8 hours, 45 minutes. And his swearing in is on record to be the most, if I use the word unceremonious, maybe I may just be too harsh, but it was devoid of the pomp and pageantry that we know about swearing-ins in the country, where you take a whole day, even or two, roll out the drums and leave the basic issue of governance and begin to do entertainment and begin to receive.
So what did he do in the first day?
On the very first day, Soludo assumed office. 2 things he did. After the swearing in, he had a security meeting with the security chiefs. After which he had a meeting with the permanent secretaries of the ministries in the state. After which he made the first set of appointments, and I think that was the SSG and the deputy chief of staff and just the chief of protocol. And subsequently, just in less than 2-3 days of his assumption of the list of his commissioners had already gotten to the house. So, and aside that, the next day, that is the 18th of March 2022, this same man headed to Oboko to earmark for himself, not just to earmark, to earmark for himself, to begin the process of rejuvenating or regenerating Oboko. And ever since, it has been from one work, one achievement, one business to another. This man has not rested in the last 3 years. And anybody who is truthful to himself will tell you the same thing. So this is a man who doesn't just flag off projects. He goes, first of all, to look at it. He goes for flag off, then goes for commissioning. And there have been series of other programs in the state that has shown people that indeed there is a government in Anambra State. So anybody who tells you that Soludo has been sleeping, even in the issue of security, remember that prior to his assumption of office, about 8 local governments in the state were under siege. Yes. Even during the campaigns, no candidate was able to campaign at Ihiala. People who even campaign on the day of Agwata, around Agwata and those areas. It was more or less like people were in this massive, fear that nobody could move around. Nobody could go around.
So you've been able to tell us some of the things he did.
Now, I'm telling you that as of today in Anambra State, or just 6 months down the line after he assumed office, there was no part of that Anambra South that was under the active control of,
under siege.
Non-state actors. But now, there's this report of INEC that, most people, I wrote a piece on it, and I think, most people saw it, and that was the first time it struck people that, so something has really changed. The Just Congress CVR, voter registration in INEC reported that it was successfully carried out across the 326 wards.
326 wards
of the state.
So you are saying that
the report is there. Go to INEC.
Hold on. You are saying that there was also such exercise in a place like Iseke or Sumohu, Mbose.
INEC is reporting. I'm not saying INEC is reporting. INEC is reporting that it was successfully carried out. INEC? Why would I believe INEC? Because the results are there. Will INEC? Let me tell you. See, INEC is a very serious institution. And if for any reason they had any hitch or any reason not to carry out their mandate in a certain part of the country or the state, they will report it.
Because you have other
of course,
civil liberty organizations
following them. And it also has implication on the logistics for the election.
Okay, I want to ask you.
So if INEC has reported that the CVR was successfully carried out in the 326 local wards, 21 local governments of the state, you that is sitting behind your keypad and saying this place is this one is born. See, I tell people, without any iota of doubt, there is no crime-free society.
There's no crime-free society in the world.
In the world, there's no crime society. If you go to, the only thing societies do is to ensure that law enforcement catches up with the spate of criminality.
All right, let's leave that. Because of time, we have to manage time because people ask questions. Let me ask you. Then there are people who are saying that the governor of Machancha, Ezonya Wanamu, you know the governor very well. You work with him closely.
Governor Nabo Machancha and a Tetabro professor. and a tetanola, and I'm a mother of professor. Oh, Madu Kuziria, or a professor.
There are those
you
who
don't get
okay,
the point.
Okay.
Oh, Madu Kuziria, or a professor. This is a man who remembers even his primary one teacher. You need to see where Soludo is celebrating those who taught him. He knows their name, he knows them by their name and their states of origin. He remembers them. As a matter of fact, his primary 3 teacher, he hosted her at the governor's lodge just about a year or 2 after he was in office. So I want to tell you something. People make assumptions about people they cannot explain or understand.
They say during the State Safety Council meeting, he doesn't allow anybody to talk. He'll be the one talking all through.
The person who said that is the person a member of the State Executive Council.
Oh, is the person a member of the executive? So yes. How did the person know?
You get the point. So these things are mere suppositions. They are normal gossips around power. You know, the truth of the matter is that, Mbeki, if you want to know the story of how you were born, print a poster and mount around your local government. People will come and tell you, in fact, people will so frame you that you begin to ask them, oh, Mbeki, is this the, you know, Chimamanda Adichie said something about dangers of a single story. Say a thing about the people, say it again and again and again, and it begins to look like the truth. So you see, the truth of the matter, people want to frame you, especially when they have nothing tangible against you. They come up with all sorts of things and tell you, no. This is a man who chaired Anambra Vision 2070 that was populated by 50 other eminent in the Anambra. Go and ask those who were in the committee how Soludo worked with them. This is a man who was the chief economic advisor of the president at some point. Go and ask those who worked him at that level how he worked. This was a man who was the central bank governor that changed the financial, destiny of this country. Go and ask those who worked with him at the time. This was a man who crafted what has become today Africa's biggest financial hub, what you call the AFC, African Finance Corporation. He didn't do it alone. Go and ask those who worked with him. Now, this is a man who is rapidly changing the face of Anambra, who has said Anambra would no longer be a departure lounge, but a destination. Go and ask
all right.
those.
We got that. We got that. Because of time, I'm going to ask you more questions so that we take it up. Remember, this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. And we have in the studio with us the National Publicity Secretary of All Progressives Grand Alliance, Maze Ejimofo Opara PhD, KSM. He's in the studio here with us this very morning. And then let's bring the issue of Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley. People are asking questions. Has he turned Anambra into Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley? That was the campaign promise. That was the campaign he made. He went around different nooks and crannies of the state saying, how we transform Anambra State into Dubai, Taiwan, and Silicon Valley. It will no longer be a destination, or it will become no more departure lounge, but a destination lounge. And also a prosperous homeland. These are some of his mantras. So far, would you say so good, or would you say so far nowhere? What's your take, Mazi Ejimofo Bara?
Okay, if I remember clearly, because I tell people that oftentimes deliberate ignorance is a thing, and deliberate ignorance stems from the fact of people intentionally refusing to accept what the fact is, and they are just clutching on straws and trying to adduce non-issues as foundations to a tangible evidence, a tangible fact. First of all, you ask yourself, was Dubai or Taiwan or the Silicon Valley built in one day? Was it even built in 3 years, or even built in 4 years or 5 years or 8 years? Now, I will tell you, beyond that, you have to understand that the Anambra, Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley is a metaphor of Soludo's idea of where Anambra or what Anambra should be. The Dubai component speaks to the logistics and tourism beats, commerce and all that. Anambra has to be a thriving logistics and commercial hub in Africa, with a very large dose of tourism that people who come here to do business can also come here and find, reputable rest.
Okay.
The Taiwan component has to do with human capital. There was a book written by, I think, one of the Taiwanese scholars, and said, keep your oil, give me the people, something like that. I remember the title, the way it's couched. But what it tells you is that Taiwan's economy thrives on the strength of its human capital. So Taiwan invested massively in the education of their population, in the education of the people, built massive human capacity such that their human capacity, the people of Taiwan became a huge resource to the Taiwanese, state, that they became quite exportable abroad and very productive at home. And this is exactly what Soludo has said to Anambra, that it's going to build a human capital for Anambra that is exportable abroad and also productive at home. Then you look at the Silicon Valley component. It's talking about using technology, because the world has evolved. As a matter of fact, we are in the 5th industrial revolution that is driven largely by tech and knowledge economy. So you cannot expect to have a prosperous and productive population using anachronistic ways of production. So you have to get them in tune with modern production facility, modern productive tools to make them relevant and to make them quite productive. And what is the current productive tool that is ruling the world? It is tech. And Silicon Valley happens to be like the headquarters of everything technology in the world. And that is why in Anambra State today, we have a mantra that says everything technology and technology everywhere. Down to even the revenue collection system of the state.
People are saying
the governor has said that every revenue that he cannot even collect electronically or digitally, that he will leave it. So even today in Anambra, the governance has become largely automated. That in Nigeria today, Anambra won award as the best state in terms of deployment and development of technology in the country. We have that record. So when you look at all this like everything is just like ngomi. So we want to be like Dubai. In what way? I have just explained. In terms of the commerce, logistics, and tourism potentials of Dubai. This is exactly what we want to do in Anambra State. And they are beginning to manifest. They are beginning to do what? To manifest. Today in Anambra, we have the Solution Fund City. Now, beyond the Solution Fund City, Anambra ranks the 5th in the country in terms of the ease of doing business. And number 1 in the entire southern Nigeria in terms of the ease of doing business. So it tells you that something is thriving. Trade and commerce and industry is thriving in Anambra State. Today, Soludo has talked about the AMIC, the development of the AMIC. What AMIC means, Anambra Mixed Use Industrial City. And it's coming up at some part of Oboji, where you would have a massive industrial hub, where industries can come and just do what looks like a plug and play. Government will provide certain infrastructure, and people will just come and build and produce. Today in Anambra, we're talking about the Onitsha 2.0, where you're going to have the new main market, where people can come and shop with ease. The current existing main market is something that is chaotic. Today, in the current main market, you cannot go shopping with your car. Where will you park? Are you getting the point? So the commerce and industry is like the life wire of this. This is the largest market in West Africa. And yet it's not something that is not a place where you can come and, do some decent shopping. It's something that is disturbing. And Solo says no, that it has to stop. So we talk about the Onitsha 2.0. We're looking at the new main market, which is already, in the offing, And if you look at Anambra, the way it is structured, in terms of the human capital development, Solo came and discovered that the weakest link in terms of the different educational structures in the state is the public institutions, which of course happens to be the children of the poorest of the poor in society attend. And what did he do? In less than 5 months of his assumption of office, he employed 5,000 qualified teachers.
We have to take course.
And he declared totally free education. When I mean totally free, an education where they pay nothing.
Because we know
from
that
nursery to
we know in Abia State there is also a free education in Abia State, but it started in January 2025. But then for secondary school, you have to pay a tuition of 3,300 for
in Anambra,
in Abia State. For senior secondary school in Abia State, there is a tuition you have to pay from those who are from JSS3 to SS3. So you have to pay about 3,300 as nominal tuition fee. But then from primary to JSS3, that is absolutely free. But then in Enugu State, there is no free education. But that's the information. Why is the case of Anambra State no nominal tuition fee as we have in Abia State?
Well, it tells you the premium Soludo places on education. and education as a tool for the liberation of the people. Education as a tool for creating the new Anambra. And you look at this, Olodo will tell you that people will talk about empowerment, but there is empowerment and there is sustainable empowerment. If you say you want to do poverty alleviation and you're just coming out and giving handouts to families, and from those handouts you expect that the families will also pay school fees and maybe go to their farms and do other things, now you realize that once they get those handouts from you, they only use it for feeding. And that feeding is what helps them go by the day. And what happens to their offsprings who should naturally have a better life than they ever had. So what Ludo is saying is that if you empower a family, a poor family, and ensure that their children become educated, you have given the family a chance at leaving the poverty level. Beyond that, if you look at a family and you give them a sustainable empowerment, just like Toledo has done with the palm and coconut revolution, where every household is getting at least 10 or so of such seedlings, and they are to plant and nurture it for the next 3-4 years when it will begin to fruit.
Okay.
And they begin to sell it for commercial purposes and maybe deploy it for other use. Now this family is eased because whatever proceeds they make from these agro-related products, they don't channel it again to paying school fees. Neither do they have to bother about antenatal and delivery of their women. So you realize that on all fronts, the human capital development agenda of the Soludo administration is total. And it is geared towards sustainably empowering the people. Now, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years in Anambra, you would begin to see a new face, an emerging middle class that never existed. Now, talking about the youths, those ones we are now trying to repair, we have this agenda. It's better to build the youths. It is better to build children than to repair adults. But, of course, the adults that are already in need of repair, would you kill them? Would you send them out of the society? No, you still have to do some kind of repair and empower them also. And this was why the One Youth Two Skill program was developed. And in the last 3 years, over 15,000 youths in Anambra State have been empowered.
So we have to take calls. Let's take calls here because if we allow you are going to continue. We have to open the phone lines at this very point. And for those who have received the One Youth Two Skill grants, please, you can call in and let us know how it went. And there are people who may have a statement or maybe one thing or the other to say about it. But then if you have received it, you can also call in and let us know what you think. If you listen to Mazi Ejimofor, who is the National Publicity Secretary of All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, he has made his mind on so many things we raised before him. It's now time for you to come in and remember the number. If you do not remember the number, I'm going to give you the number once again. You have 0803 221 6973. 0803 221 6973. Or you can also call the second line 0803 827 6694. Please go to our Facebook page, share the program. I want this program to get across to every family. Please, that's the only thing you have to do for me this very morning. Go straight to our Facebook. All you need to do is to hit the share button. You may not need to comment. But if you want to comment, you can also comment. But hit the share button on our social media platform, the Facebook. Just search Udala FM. Just go there, hit the share button. Let's go straight to the phone lines. We have the phone lines buzzing as usual. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning. All right, you people should not rush it. Most times, I don't know why they rush, and then the rush is necessary or not necessary. Not necessary. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
It's good to have you. Have 30 seconds because we have to manage our time.
Okay. This is Victor. I'm calling from Onitsha.
Your name again?
Victor.
Zito.
Victor.
Okay, Victor, calling from Onitsha. Please go on with your question or your comment or your submission, Victor.
Okay, please. My question is as regards the roles of Onitsha from Opa to Opi Weka, from Headbridge to Relief Market. Those roads are very bad. They are stinking. The drainage are filled with dirty. So what is the government of Anambra State doing concerning those
the two federal road you mentioned from Opiweka down to Oba, and you're also saying from Headbridge down to Relief Market.
Yeah, both the service lane.
All right, but I'm aware that federal government released 22 billion naira for rehabilitation of Oba, some parts of Oba. So it was one of the approval made at the Federal Executive Council meeting, but I'm not aware of the one from Headbridge down to Relief Market. But you are saying, what is the government doing?
Coke to Oga.
Coke to Oga. All right. All right.
Then what is the Anambra State doing about the refuse? It's everywhere.
Where is the refuse? Can you mention those places, because we want to take note of them?
From what is it called, electrical down to Opiweka.
From electrical down to Opiweka. Okay, there is refuse along that axis. All right, we got that. Thank you so much for your feedback. Let's go back to the phone lines. Remember, we have to take it easy. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes, you take it easy, Mr. Speaker. Today is hot.
Today is hot.
Our guest, the African man, he was speaking very well. Very calm and calculated.
Well, are we speaking with?
Mr. Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, you know you cannot call twice. You've called you've called earlier on. We have limited time. You have limited time. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
I'm Mishak, calling you from Israel.
Your name again?
Mishak.
Mishak.
Yeah.
Mishak, where is Abednego?
Abednego should be in the Bible.
Oh, Abednego should be in the Bible. So, okay, let's go. Mishak, let's have your take.
What I want to say, let me start commenting on the road in Israel. Israel, Omonachi, that leads to, from Omonachi, Israel, that leads to Abatete, Abacha. That road is very terrible. We don't know what the government has been doing. That road cannot be, it's not movable. No car can pass through there. And
which road is that again?
You have let's know the road. Is it Ezio to we Abatete?
From Omonachi, Israel. The road connects from Omonachi, it started from Afiwe to Omonachi, then
I know the road now. So you're saying the road is bad, or some part of the roads are bad? All right. All right, wait. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She has taken note of that. Remember, your network is so poor, so I have to let it go. And also, good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
All right. Good morning.
You're welcome. Nene, calling from where?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he said the honorable man in the building, representing Ludo and Africa, said something that Dubai is not built in 4 years,
okay,
in 2 years. Yes, we know that, but you should go back and get the information when they started building Dubai. In 4 years, what is their result?
Okay.
So now, fine and good, we accept that Dubai is not built in 4 years. Soludo is coming back for the second term. Let him use his mouth now, mention his name, that before Soludo leaves, that Anambra will be like Dubai. Because Soludo said it categorically that he will make Anambra be like Dubai. So he should not justify it by saying that Dubai is not built in 4 years or in whatever. And he's saying that Anambra is disguised by paying a revenue with POS. He should wake up. That's not being disguised. All these people leading us.
All right.
We are not children, though.
So you are saying that let me get your thoughts. Let me say, because of time, we have to manage time. Hello. I think you are not engaging. You are not engaging. I have to leave you. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Okay. All right. I think I have to let you go. I would want this to be an engagement. If there is anything I need clarity, you have to clarify. It's not an emotional thing. Please, let's be civil. There is need for engagement. That is the need of this conversation. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Just in the house.
You're welcome.
Yes, my question is...
what's the name and where are you calling from?
Sorry, my name is Amechi, calling from Onitsha.
Amechi, calling from Onitsha. Quickly, please.
Yeah. Please, the road to Tere. I don't know. Is Tere people not part of Anambra State? Every day, the road is too bad. And government have placed a signboard there telling us that our tax is working. Up to today, we haven't seen anything. let me do something about it.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Please, my name is Apostle Ike Obelewanjilos. Biko, I'm making a good Chileke post. Okay, coming all the way from Uboko here.
You're welcome.
I'm making our guest is, I'm making a good first before you are a minute. Puna, I'm making a good Chileke Niyome and Uboko. Now, hospital and the light and the other things, road and the medium and those here. Also, familiar where they are about Mana, Uboko, my security is very, very good and very nice. Apocalypse. But when we are not giving our guests in the Nibo, we bought it second to London. Beside that, this Oka, Oka South. Can you get the line and leave only? The side development on one place. Many days before my father said that is the particular Mbuze is here. Put down the reason more than 10 posts now. Since during the time of people will look at that,
all right. You're talking about erosion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have to let you go. You are talking about erosion somewhere around Nibo. Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hello.
You're welcome. You're on. Please go on.
Good morning.
Please go on.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please go on.
Hello.
We can hear you. It seems that you're on transit. All right, sorry about that. Once you call in, just know that we can hear you, because if we cannot, we'll let you out.
Yeah, good morning, man.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, because of today. How do I get to Udala radio?
You're welcome.
So this is the voice of son that you man. Right time present no competitor and data feed. Olisa Mbeki, I want to say something about the government of Africa. Roads, evidence, we don't need roads, we don't need lights, we don't need anything. Only sort where evidence is needed. Asia, Iseke, Mbosi, Osumowu, Ubrusizo. Let the governor of Anambra say, go there, go and make peace. Call the whole youth, ask them what their problem. Call the PC, call everybody. What they are about that the evidence is. And bring the peace for evidence. Understand me? Let the governor of Africa, let the guys do it.
All right.
Now.
All right, thank you so much. We've got the let's take the last one and then come back to Mazi. We don't have much time. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello?
Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You are not audible. Can you speak up, please? We have to let you go. You are not audible. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, doctor.
You're welcome.
Yes. Our guest, good morning.
It's good to have you.
Harry is my name, from Onitsha, GRA.
Harry calling from Onitsha, GRA. Please go on.
Yes, thank you. Our guest this day, INEC released information that registration of voters in another state was perfect. And I want to ask, is it INEC that is supposed to conduct that exercise in another state, or ANSIEC? ANSIEC.
Okay.
Now, as I ask, I still ask, what is the position of ANSEC in this particular matter?
All right.
Is it the ANSEC that told INEC that everything, all was well?
All right, thank you so much. We have to let you go because there's no time. I don't think if Ejimofon need to reply this one is a common, response we have to give you. ANSEC is Anambra State Independent Electoral Commission. You have INEC. So ANSEC only conducts local government election. And then the elections we are talking about, they are the state elections. So it's a duty, it's a responsibility of INEC. ANSEC has no role. So I have to clear that. Ejimofon, you've got so many questions before you. And this is Crossfire.
Okay. Well, first of all, some of them came as questions, some of them came as righteous venting and every other thing or whatever, because this is the beauty of democracy.
That's democracy for you.
Yeah, everybody has a right to their opinion and has a right to venting them within the, like you said, as civil as it should be. Talking about Ezio Wele, in fact, my response to everything rude is that so far so good. Anambra has under this current administration awarded over 800 kilometers of road.
800 kilometers of road.
Exactly.
And verifiable.
Exactly.
And so what it means that
crisscrossing.
You can't take all the roads at the same time.
You get it. Crisscrossing the total local governments of the state and touching critical places. Because let me tell you, what informs or what really informs project execution in this under this administration is need, not about who comes from or who is asking for it. Now people know that when this governor came into office, he started work from the northern part of the state that just finished their own 8 years. So Soludo is not the one. He's not parochial. He's not someone who is given to pettiness. He goes to where it is needed the most.
Where it's needed the most.
Yeah, to do his intervention. And he has said it, and I want to repeat for the umpteenth time, that if you bring together all the budgetary allocation of the state in 8 years, put it together,
it will not solve all the road problems.
In Anambra.
So what it means that those that will have theirs not even solved, but then it is based on needs assessment.
You got it. So now what they mean, it still doesn't vitiate the fact that the state will intervene where it has to intervene.
It has to.
But what we tell the people is that the government cannot do it all, and it's a partnership. And this is why we have a model for development, which is called the PCPP. The PPCP, which is a private-public community partnership. And if you go to much of Anambra State, we've always had this example and, said it ad infinitum, about individuals who have actually come up, or communities in Anambra State who have come up, to take up this gauntlet and be able to meet government halfway. But be that as it may, government has also is doing its utmost and will continue to do its utmost and continue to intervene with regards to road. Everybody wants the road to their own village. Everybody,
everybody wants
all the people who have called here now telling you my road, our road, this one, now, But it's about we'll all get there, gradually.
And then there are those who are also appreciating the governor for the ones.
Exactly, but the ones have been done.
Yeah, okay.
We'll all get there. Mayo. Then somebody talked about. I think the lady who was talking about Dubai, Taiwan, and where Dubai. Like I said, deliberate ignorance is quite a problem, and this is more or less like the analogy of. I'll use this analogy about Mbe, Noni Monu, for over as long as you can remember. So I tell people, Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley is just beyond the infrastructure. It's beyond the buildings you see. It's beyond the clean streets or all those lights, things you see in Dubai. It's an attitude.
It's an attitude?
Now, I will tell you that this person who is talking about Anambra being this one, that one, if you go to maybe where they live, they as much have not been able to even tidy up that place to even look like the Dubai within their own circle.
So the thing is, if you want to make Dubai, it's all about
your attitude.
And at the same time,
you must.
But the woman is so emphatic that there was no attitude attached to when the governor was saying that. So now, but the truth remains that somebody was saying that when you talk about Dubai is known for tourism, and governor is trying to bring tourism back to the States.
No, that's
is it because
I said Dubai beyond tourism. It's a major logistics and commercial hub. It's quite major. So it's beyond tourism. You get it. And like I said, anybody who says they're not seeing the residues of that Dubai in Anambra already, we're making a very big mistake.
Quickly, because we have to.
We have, as of today, the largest leisure and entertainment park in West Africa.
The largest in West Africa.
Yes, the Solution Fund City.
And people are not seeing
is the largest.
They are not seeing the Dubai in Solution Fund City.
You get it. We're talking about having over 550 kilometers of road already commissioned.
500
already completed, rather.
Completed?
Yes, in the state. We're talking about the regeneration of Okpoko. We're talking about the regeneration of Ekulobia. We're talking about connecting Obo family to the rest of the city, to the rest of the state. We're talking about connecting the southern part of the state through the Awa Road.
What about the
rail? We're talking about the rail master plan that has already been completed, awaiting implementation. Now, let me tell people.
Quickly, because we're completely out of time.
When you tell them...
That's their closing statement now.
No, exactly. Now, when you tell people... let me close with this. You see, somebody once sang and said, everybody won't go heaven, but nobody won't die. Now, it's been said, and it's news everywhere, that for us to be able to implement the rail master plan, over 6,000 buildings have to give way.
6,000 buildings.
You get
have
the
to
point.
give. Oh.
You get the point. So if that begins to, come to steam now, I am sure people like this woman who called will be the first to lead the protest and say, "Come on, Dubai,
all right, thank you so much. On that note, we have come to the end of this wonderful program with Mazi Ejimo for para PhD, the National Policy Secretary of Progressive Grand Alliance. Thank you so much, Mazi, for making our time to be here this very morning. And we thank everyone who listened. For those of you who watch via our social media platforms, we appreciate all of you. We have to do this next week, Saturday. My name is Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki, the Honorable Speaker. Do have a wonderful weekend.